canvas for inspiration tonight as we jump in. And I am definitely going to hit the mixed media. I want to get my fingers in my oil pastels and some watercolor, and I want to talk about this waterproof pen. So let's go, and I'll show you my inspiration. So hang on, we're going to go face down and see what we can show you. So this is some of the inspiration. We will get started here in a sec. I'm gonna work on getting my little live chat going on. And this is how we do it. It's probably not ready for me yet, but okay, let's see. Oh, hey, it's actually up already. Okay, score. Okay, so let's get going. So what we are gonna do is we are going to, hey, someone's in here already. We're gonna paint this bowl, and we're gonna paint this lady, and we're gonna paint, can you see this stuff up here? We're gonna paint this, and we're gonna paint this little tiny still life. I stink at making a still life. Do you see that little still life there? I'll move you in just a little bit so you can see. Yeah, you can see my stuff. And I actually really want to do something with this bird and this tanager that is on here. So hang on to your hats because we're going to rip snort. So I usually like to do multiple books because I like something to dry before we get going. I prepped this one today so that I could actually get straight in. And I even think it's been a while since I've done a really good face. So I kind of want to get my pencil out and actually get my basic, going on here. So we're jumping into it. It is a late night. It has been a fantastic day. Today's actually my birthday. I might have to say that again when others come in here because, it's not every day that you're... Okay, so if I do that there, then I don't have any room for her hand. Let's go ahead and back that up a little bit. Back up the truck. So I want to get the hand. Hand is sort of the thing I'm stinking at, so let's make the fingers and stuff hit here, and then I'll do the brim of the hat. That means her face is going to cross the center line. Oh, I hope you're here to hang out. Did you hear that first deep breath, round one? That's kind of what I'm in it for, is the decompress. My life isn't altogether that hard at the moment. Life ebbs and flows, and when life serves you cake, you got to eat the cake, and that's where I'm at these days. I got a little cake going on. Grandbabies and full-grown kids, and I'm in the land of no votes. Oh, the bracelet has to go. It's clicking. I don't like it when they click on my art table. My art table's glass. Let's go down a little bit lower here. And here. Okay, so we got hair. We're gonna have hair here, and we're not really gonna have room for much more, which is okay. So that's okay. I want the face. The face is what I'm not good at. Okay, and let's just cut in some shadows here. Is that too close? Does her forehead need to go down a little bit more? Hat need to go up a little bit more, maybe. Let's go ahead and block that hat in a little bit. This paper is pretty forgiving, which is part of the reason I'm glad I chose this for my project with the faces. This whole book is filled with faces. I just did my first tour of a sketchbook. I'm so proud of that. I've been at the beginning of my journey I'm at the 2-year mark on getting serious about putting some time in for, oops, that's a little dark. But we'll see, we'll get it to wash out a little bit. And I'm so pleased that I actually get to start the part where you get to look at it and see the sketches. And I put impressionist, but that word is new to me, meaning new to describing my own self that way. Actually, from a couple of YouTube viewers, they've told me that's the style that I have. And so I've been looking into it, and I definitely like the impulsive nature of the mixed paints and coming in on the raw and just grabbing the first impressions. I mean, as you can see here, that's all I'm doing is quick and fast, and we'll get in there and get some yeah, and I probably should be working on one of my books, but I've been so distracted lately. And this is fun. Just got back from the Oregon coast. The weather was beautiful. We had ourselves a good time. And it was me and my brothers and all their kids and grandkids and mine as well, and my dad. We've been traditionally doing this for a really long time, so it's very familiar. Okay, doesn't look feminine yet. This is what we're looking at. I'm the one who drew the square. This is a magazine that I get in the mail for actually one of my kids. It's not even mine, but we will post it over here for a sec and let it dry. And I'm going to block in. This is going to be the flowers. Let's scoot this over a little bit more. I'm going to move this down to the side here. I have a little table down here that you guys can't see, but it gives me some room to chuck stuff out of my way when I'm ready to move it around. So let's get up here where you can see. I think maybe I'll move overhead a little bit. I want you to be able to see these here, but also see me paint. So that is what we have to do. And so I'm just gonna play around. I want to catch this on here, and I want to catch this one here. But I also had a couple more things I wanted to do. So I don't know if I really want to do this, but I might have to do that another time. We'll see. Oh, but let's get a base, huh? Let's get a really light. I don't know what I want for the base yet, but I just know I forget. I have so many notebooks, I forget which ones take color well and which ones don't. I'll remember shortly. I'm pretty sure this might be one of the ones that doesn't do it very well. But I like to get color. I don't like the white page, so we want to work on something else other than that. So we're going to do that, and then we'll just start hammering it with some of the, let's let some of this grow in there, and we'll bring definition as we go. And this one, I didn't do the background, but let's get some color in for fun. Let's start jumping in with color. I am going to get gouache out, and we're going to end with some oil pastels. I definitely mixed media, and I grew all of these. I'd like you to see this one. This is my favorite of the year, this little pinball. Yay, look at how happy that is. This is so cute. Can you even see it? This is actually what you get when you grow a leek up to full bloom. And these are dahlias, and that's echinacea. That's medicine right there. And in this little one down here, I actually used a pair of earrings that I actually kind of like. They have a little pearl in the middle, so it's kind of abstract in itself. And I tried to do something else earlier this week that had to do with still life. Oh, down at the beach, I tried to take some shells and like make a still life. I think I need to give some kudos to them still life people, because that is not easy to do. Sort of easy with flowers because you can't really mess up flowers, you know? So we're going to do some yellow, and just to give it a interest point, we'll get some on this page too. So yeah, I'm very excited. I got my first flip through tour done, and it's only like 15 minutes long because sometimes they're really long and people talk about each painting, and I'm kind of a speed gal, you know, and maybe I chit chat a lot more than most, but I kind of like doing that for the regular perspective of it. So, you know, the regular for me, the creative outlet, chit chat is part of it. Oh, but let's do this. Let's get some, what color is this? This is a blue, but it's the wrong color blue for this bottle. The bottle I actually thrifted, and it's so intense, and that's actually part of what I wanted it for. That's not quite the right color, but we're gonna let that sit on there and dry. We're gonna get the blue mixed in before it sets too hard. But I kind of am okay with the blue. My leaf is in the way of the bottleneck a little bit here. Let's get a little bit up. All right, so that kind of has to get a serious dry on it before I can bring some crisp edges in. This is the ugly phase. Don't forget, we expect ugly phase. We don't anticipate it getting clean and neat for quite some time here. So enjoy the ride. We're okay with the patient part, right? That's part of the fun. Okay, let's get some. Oh yes, this one's not gonna like the water. So we'll get some leaf in there. All right. Okay, let's let that one dry just a little bit more. And normally, if I was working on my own, I would have the blow dryer. And I do not, but I'm gonna show you this pen because I'm real excited about this pen. So this pen has a funky name. In fact, I have the ink in here. So that's the name in, is that Japanese, Asian? I don't know. I don't know how to read it, but this is the ink that came with it. So this would actually be the original, what does it say? It says like, Kurteki, something like that. Anyways, that's the ink that's not waterproof. And I bought this, which I'm very excited to say is waterproof. And I'm going to try it tonight. And I put this cartridge in this pen. So that's what, there's not very many cartridges that are waterproof. And I kind of talked about that in one of my other videos, so I won't go on it too long. But then what I did today is I actually bought this, which is the bottle form of that same cartridge. So we should be able to open this up and get into it tonight and get some dark lines going on that are waterproof. Now, I do think this is supposed to sit, if you paint first, it's supposed to sit for a little bit. I'm very nervous about like spilling black ink everywhere because I do not have good control over that. So what I'd really like to do, these are my favorite little parallel pilot pens. Like you can see, I've already been into them tonight. And this littler one I don't use for calligraphy very much because it's too small. I like the bigger flat one. So I'm thinking about taking this one and emptying the cartridge and filling it with this ink, and the permanent ink, and seeing if I can add it into my art as a tool, because this one has a brush tip and that makes me really sad because it's too narrow. So like even to do this little bowl guy, and we're gonna just try to be real loose and free. Grab it in there. His ear, yeah. Oh, thank you. I love the comment. I appreciate it. South Africa. Goodness sakes. Okay, look it. I got this cow, but I got it so his nose doesn't even fit in here. Like it's too small. So we'll finish him out, but we'll definitely do some more here. We'll get him going. Maybe we'll, yeah. My brother owns a cattle ranch, 50 acres in Oregon. I'm in Oregon, so yeah. What kind of artist are you? You said you like to watch them. This isn't very good. This is just an experiment here, but we'll get him. This is just a small little art book, so I was hoping that the pen would show off here, and maybe it does a little bit. Yeah, that's. Yeah, we'll get some paint on that and it'll help. But man, I wish I could get the tip of his nose. That would be better. Okay. Remember, it goes through the ugly face. We are okay with ugly face. So I'm going to let that dry because actually when I come in and test, that'll be a fantastic way to test, like to see where it goes. We just had the 4th of July here. And so we did all the fireworks and everything. That does not even look like a cow. So we'll see. We'll see if we can resurrect him a little bit here. All black with the same intense pigment. I didn't do that very good. Well, okay, so Don't lose heart. We'll get back to it. Okay, so where's our other art journal? We have the face. Oh, that's right. The face is drying. This is drying. This is drying. Geesh, we got them all drying. That's no bueno. Okay, so we got this one. There's still some wet on here. And remember that we're going for this. And I'll show you how not so great I am. I paint in portraits. Okay, so so remember, I just did my first full art journal tutorial. I do lots at once, so I kind of go through them, but I just started 2 years ago, and this is my actual portrait one, and I won't do a total flip through because we'll save that for a better day, but we're gonna try to get another one in here. So that was a little teaser, okay? So I love that you're on here with me. What time is it over there? Because it's really late at night over here. I should be in bed. But I don't want to be in bed. So, okay, so let's get some paint slinging around here. We're going to get some dark in here. Let's see. We're going to go. This isn't what I want. I'm going to use some. I think I'm going to get some gouache in here in a sec. Let's see, gouache is opaque acrylic. Opaque, 8 a.m. Oh, you're an early bird over there. Okay, good. And good morning to you. I am, yeah, I've been a doodler for a long time, but we're trying to take it to a thing and kind of try to figure out what my flavor is, you know? I don't like this brush super much. We're going to switch brushes. In fact, I might find a different one altogether. Let's do this one. Get some more control. So this one was too fluffy and had too many splattery edges. And I am, like I said, this is the ugly duckling face. So just bear with me here. We're gonna knock it back if I have to. So I think I need to bring the hat up a little bit. So we're gonna bring the hat barrel of the hat in. We'll get that going. It'll shape out here as we go. Do you do it for a living or are you just doing it for fun? I mean, wouldn't that be crazy if you fight? Do you have social media? Is there a way for me to see what you do? You might have to find me. Mine's just my name because I write novels and stuff, so I have lots of social media presence. But I am, oh, look how creepy that looks. Okay, so I'm not done. Not done, I promise. Can't wait to hit this with the permanent pen at the end too. See what happens. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I do on here on YouTube, I do these kind of art videos, but I talk about planners, and I actually just did a couple videos about finding gold, and I got another one to do because I was thrifting and I found gold. And gold, a beautiful piece of gold jewelry that I'm going to show on there. I'm looking forward to teasing it out there. So many interests, so many things to do, so little time. Yeah, so we'll just get this sketched in there. It's not a bad one for me to see here. It's like, still wet lips. It's not what I want. I don't want wet there. Okay. Okay, she's a little closer. Yeah, take a deep breath. Enjoy the day. Is it beautiful over there? Do you got good weather or bad? We have had warm, sunny, rich summer. In Oregon, we're kind of almost a rainforest. So it's like, it's not been rainy, it's been sunny, but it's been super beautiful for what we're used to. We get rained out so much. It's kind of nice when um, it's a little more beautiful like that. So been watching the sunrise and the stars, sunset. There's cloudy days. So, okay, we're gonna add just a little hint. While this is still wet and blurred around, I'm gonna add a little bit of color in there. Let's add that color somewhere else too. In fact, we'll do it. It's probably not gonna hold because it's probably not dry enough, but we'll make it her sleeve identifier. And that looks like she's got a bloody forehead, so we'll take that back a little bit. We don't need a bloody painted person, right? Let's knock that back a little bit. She does have a little shadow in there, just too much of that one. Too much. Okay. So this is one of my new improvements. I got shop towels that are a little thicker, and they hold up a little better than my other ones. They soak up. They definitely soak up more. Okay, so tuck that back up a little bit. And we'll use the gouache because we're going to get black. Okay. We should probably wait till that dries because we're just going to redo it, huh? Yeah. Well, I feel myself settling in, which is the whole point, right? Isn't that the point? Okay. So, oh, you tried to sell one on Etsy. Cool. Need a gallery. Artsy. Maybe I don't know what artsy is. I thought you meant Etsy, but you probably mean something else. Well, as a novelist, I actually can sell stuff off of Shopify, which that just requires you having the stuff at your house and shipping from your house, and you have to put in all the shipping price and everything for it. So maybe that's a way you could do it, because a lot of artists do that. And then, okay, so that has to dry. I'm curious. Okay, so this is already pretty bad, so just ignore that part and let me see if what I really want to know. This is the test for the maiden voyage for this pen. Is this dry enough? I don't know. We'll just get some brown cow on here. That's actually pretty good. Pretty good. Okay. Yeah, the cow himself isn't going to really recover super much, but goodness sakes, that's actually definitely waterproof. Can you even see that? I want to see your work. If you're selling it, that's pretty good. I've done bereavement art as a gift, and I've given them as like, birthday cards or whatever, but I'm too chicken. So this went through. This is very soft. So let's work on just this page for right now. Let's work on this little guy. And these are going to be slimy, but I'm going to use some of these. This is watercolor crayon, and I just want the feeling of it. So we're gonna go in here and try to catch this flower first round. And I think that the oils will go over this no matter what. So we're gonna get some So I'm really interested in how I'm going to try to do this white on white with the white flowers. They're really not going to show up, are they? I really should probably have thought that through. But they still look neat. I kind of like this. I might get my white paint out and make them pop, but now their spots are held. So yeah, and I do eBay too, and I don't know, there's lots of people, lots of artists who actually just work off of eBay because your market is so big on eBay. It's 1.8 billion people. I don't know, can you get on eBay in Africa? I don't really know if I sound ignorant, and it's because I am. Okay, we're gonna do this flower right here crazily. So this one's supposed to be this one. This one is gonna be this, and I'm going for this color first because I'm gonna do the red over the top. Does that make sense? And so we're still in the ugly duckling phase. Give me grace, give me grace. I'm really curious how that situation is going to work out. I know it's probably not going to be something I get to find out about, but I would sure like to know. I would really like you to have the benefit of being able to sell your work. Galleries, oh my goodness, that's an intimidating thing. I sent off a project to an acquisitions editor last week. I talked about it in one of my videos, so I got that spice of life, like you're doing something brave, but thinking about putting your artwork and or even having to create with the idea that someone else is going to be looking over your shoulder someday, like a boss almost. Like that's kind of crazy and intense. Okay, so we're going to add this into the green. Starting to pop. I like it when the colors go live. Okay, so we're not going to try to do this white one yet. We're going to hit the leaf first. Yeah, the inside of eBay, so I think you have to sell a few first. So I think you have to go in and let's just say you do, and you have to make 30 sales. Then you make 30 sales. Then they give you the privilege of paying $20 a month for an organization system that makes it so that you have a store. And the store is the layout you want, because if you end up, first you have 5, then you have 10, then you have 30, then you have 50, and they're all your independent work and they all have their little names. Maybe you make the same of the same kind of print, like people keep buying it, so you kind of pick the same. Well, you can use the same listing. And then but then they get the look of the gallery because they're scrolling. If they find you, they scroll you. So your name on eBay would be great. And I know when it's international shipping, that in the United States, we ship to someplace else in the United States, and they have the eBay has already figured out the international part and the customs part and all those things. So I don't know what that looks like for where you're at. But it would probably be worth investigating. The person I saw, they're actually, if you go on YouTube, you could just look up how to sell your paintings on eBay, because there's YouTubes about it, because that's how I learned about it. And the guy who was doing it, he was in the United States, so I'm not sure what the rules are outside of that, but he basically was making lots of money, and he had figured out how to, I don't know what to call it, like he was selling them on the boards. This one has nothing on it yet, but he would do these like this, because there's no way you can really dent that, and he had a way of putting something over the top of this so that the paint didn't get wrecked or ruined. But this was he had these moderate sizes, so the shipping wasn't astronomical, and he figured out how to ship. And then he also had some that he rolled up in a tube. And but yeah, then you can be your own gallery basically. And people do look for art on there, and then it just comes down to the same old thing it always is how do you jump up and down and get everybody's attention to say, pick me, pick mine. All right, so I don't like this little guy's up too high, so we're gonna clip him down a little bit. So yes, we're making arrangement adjustments. I want that to come down a little bit. These are beautiful, beautiful, beautiful flowers. Okay. All right, the still life. Remember I told you that creating the still life was almost one of the hardest parts. So we now have that flower off to the side the way that we did. Let's put this little orangey guy. I really want to paint this yellow ball. This is the main reason why we're painting this flower, is this pin flower is so fun. And I grew these, so my nature is very excited about that. Okay, so we're gonna block this in here a little bit. And we'll get the vase going, even if it's a little bit off. Give me a sense of reflection there. Okay, so now we can get some green of the leaf in there. Yeah, loose. So most of the people struggle with loose. Loose is not. I'm almost too loose, because part of it I do think has to do with the fact that I don't have to make this for anybody else to be happy, so I'm not pressured. But I also, it's not my primary art outlet. Like I said, I'm a novelist, and so that's where I feel like I make the work that I have to watch and make sure I don't make mistakes, right? Like, I'm more picky and slow and all of the, edit. Like, that's actually why I'm painting right now instead of doing my book work, because it's a pain. It's a pain. So, yeah, there it is. That's the main reason right there. While I wanted to make it, I wanted to feel the love on that flower. Okay, so I usually have 2 watercolor sets here, and I do it because they have different colors in them. So I'm dipping, when I go over there, I'm going into gouache. So some of this is gouache. And that's fun too. Let's get some of this yellow mixed in there. That's not quite a texture change enough. We will be having so much fun with these base colors and shapes with the oil pastels. So you guys are being awesome for me. Thank you for the compliments and all of that. Okay, that's fine. I'm good. I'm not going anywhere. I'm probably another half an hour away from being done here. So if you gotta go, I understand. I do appreciate the extra comments though. That makes it easier for me than pretending to talk to myself. And it's my birthday for all of a half an hour more. So it's the end of my birthday. It's been a great day. Birthdays are a good day to get a couple extra smiles in, right? When life serves you cake, you got to eat the cake. Thank you for that. I so appreciate it. I would invite you to go look at my other stuff. Do you think I'm an impressionist? I don't know. Do you know what kind of work? Are you a realist, impressionist? What kind of art do you do? Oh, you're probably wanting to leave. Feel free to leave. You don't have to answer that if you don't want to. I'm just curious. And so, yeah. Happy birthday. Yes. That is. I'm going to go this way. I feel like this way is the better shape for those flowers, isn't it? They're like triangles with the tips on the top. Yes, that's the better way. Haha. That looks like a dahlia. Yes, I'm a wild 51. I'm halfway. I'm sitting smack dab halfway in the middle of my life. And you know, there's a lot on YouTube about people being like sad, trying to create a better life that they're happier with. And I really like my life and I love how it's shaped up. And I hope that's the case for you guys too. I hope that you appreciate where you are in the season that you're in, and that it's all being good to you. Because it's hard when it's not good to you. It is. It is hard. And it's not very popular mindset. We always want more and we always want change. But darn it, can't we just delight ourselves? All right, we're getting there. Not there yet. We got quite a bit of ways to go. Let's do this and get some little... It's not quite the color I want in there, but the purple didn't purple up enough, so... There's some missing colors in my palettes, that's for sure. But they say I'm supposed to mix them. I'm not good at that yet, so... All right, I feel like that could almost... Should we try to scratch that a little bit? Let's see if this little guy will... Yeah, baby. That's satisfying. Can you guys see that even, what I changed there? I like that. So the scratches did that, and they made little marks on that too. So little texture in there. Sometimes it's hard to see that texture. So we're getting closer. Gonna set this. If I worked with it more right now, it would get a little muddy, and I'm not interested in that. So this bottle, yeah, this paper, that's what I remember about this paper. It doesn't take long to dry because it soaks everything up so much. It really, really soaks. So this one is still kind of tacky, but we'll work on it again. Okay, so this is our, I'm going to, all right. We're gonna choose between Neo colors and do you guys have Neo colors? Does anybody use these? These are wax. We're gonna go between Neo colors. This is waxy, water resistant. What is it called? Water-based, waxy pastels, maybe? And then I have, I actually have watercolor pencils, which this one needs to be sharpened. And so we will do that. A good sharpener. If you don't have a good sharpener, this one's a great one because it makes really long, skinny lead, which usually I break as soon as I get it in there. So this is watercolor base, so you can ebb it around, but what I like about it is the vibrancy. It actually kind of does a good job of drying in the same heavier, like it sits on top, so it doesn't lose its vivaciousness. Va-va-voom, we like it, we like it. And I'll be adding some more different things in there. So this one needs to do the same thing, just a little bit. Get some yellow in that. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Those need to be somehow sharper and pointier. Let's see. I kind of like how it's turning out. I don't know that this is gonna show up, but let's try the white on this. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work. It shows up on it right now because it's wet, not because it's anything. So, all right, so we wanna make this one have its punky color on top. And it is a little bit oranger than the other? Let's do this. This over here is actually a bit of gouache that I put on the palette. So remember, we're going to do kind of, we want the paper doesn't like the extra water. Did we get the texture? All right, good night, or good day. Good night for me, good day for you. Have an enjoyable day at your work. Maybe you can come back and watch how I finish out. Make sure that you don't leave these in the land of ugly, right? Partial progress. And if you find me on social media, you should let me see your work, because that would be even better. Okay. Okay, I kind of like, oops, gotta go this way, Okay, so the layers. All right. This does not have that color in it, but I really want to put it in there because it's bold and intense. So let's see if we can bring in this vibrant color. All right. Ooh, that's almost muddy. It's not the color we want. No. It does give it some depth though, so we'll let some of that happen. We like the depth. But see, that's that purple color again. I need to learn how to mix better purples because purple kind of just takes over. This isn't the right one either. Okay, I'm gonna silk that back up because I don't like how that one went down. All right, but this one, needs some layers of dark purple because that's the color it is. See that purple right there? It is that color. Yeah, that muddied it down. I don't want to, there's got to be a way of like offsetting the tone of the color into differentness. I don't know. Purples. I'm going to have to give myself a homework assignment to figure out purples because they limit me. I like purples and I don't know why I don't either have more that are pre-mixed for me to use. That's what I should probably do is look up at the chart just to see. Because, you know, I know that there will come a time when I learn how to mix more, but I haven't really entered that phase yet. I'm pretty happy to have it just be whatever I smash together in a plate. So, okay, so I'm not opposed to this. I definitely want to get some of those fluffy looking layers in the middle here. And this one has yellow, so I have to try something different. So does that one. Okay. Well, this one kind of has red on the middle. Let's go for a red and see what happens. Ooh, kind of like. Happy little accident there. We definitely got some in there. Okay, letting that one dry. I feel like I'm gonna muddy it if I don't let it sit for a second. This poor cow, do you think we can whip him out of this nonsense that he's in? Where is the, yeah, so this is, let's try white to get it back, and let's use this weird blue ballpoint pen. That'll help. You're like, what? It'll help. Yes, it will. So we got to do some lightening up where I got some of the dark out of control here. Let's get above the eye. And let's get under the eyeball here. The top of the ear. There. Get that one too. All right, coming around, coming around. Let's see this down here. All right. Yeah. So it's late night. I hope you're enjoying yourself, whoever's watching it. This isn't a very good one. This is probably my least successful online painting so far. We'll get that in there. We'll get some on the side of his nose. Let's get this in here. I don't know, I kind of like him now. He's coming around. I guess he was in the ugly phase too. We'll get his eyes to settle down here in a little bit. Think we can get that eye? All right, we'll let that dry and then we'll mess with it some more. I don't know if you can see that, but he's slowly coming. We'll get him to pop. We got one more layer to do on him, I think. Just a little bit closer. Okay. Set that over here. Let him cool off for a minute. All right, let's try to get, I'm still gonna hit it with this pen. We'll set that there to help me remember that's what I'm doing. My girl looks, she's actually pretty okay. She looks cartoony at the minute, and so I'm going to hit some contrast with her too. We're gonna really mess with you and put some dark blue down in here. This is the shadows and the hair still. She doesn't actually have blue hair, but we're giving her a little bit of a interest point for that dark. Let's carve in her mouth just a little bit more. All right, that looks pretty messed up, but I promise we'll come out. We'll come out. We'll come out. Still hitting my shadows. That's what I'm trying to do anyways. There's more shadows here. All right. Okay, we're starting to change her shape of her face a little. super bad. Oops, that's a little bit much. I'll get in there and knock that back a little bit. This one doesn't mind it when you knock it back a little bit. Some of the paper is terrible, but this one's not so bad. All right, we're coming in. Oh, that looks like she has a hairy chin now. Did we just give her a hairy chin? I think I did. I didn't mean to. Sorry, lady. She's really from the outback. She's been living off grid for a while. Got that old hairy chin going on. Okay, whoops. Okay. Pull that back up a little bit. Let's see where we go here. I kind of like her. She's kind of getting cuter. Let's fuss with the eyes a little bit more. I kind of feel like I need to leave it alone until we, oh, yep, look, that's what I was gonna say. I said I feel like I need to leave it alone until it dries a little bit. That's right. Okay. All right, she's doing all right. We don't hate her. She's not there yet. Her eyes and everything. She's less done than we think, but rounding the corner on some of these other ones. We're gonna let that one sit. Let's try our new pen. Okay, so waterproof. Waterproof. I don't remember the name of this. I probably have it in my trash, actually. Let's see if I can. Kurtaki. I'm going to leave that there because I'll probably need to reference it again. All right, so we are going to accentuate some of these. I don't know if I like that a lot. Okay, this is fun. Okay, that was good. All right. Then okay. Okay. This is actually great that it's waterproof, but terrible that it's so floppy of a tip. That tip does not work for me. So I'm going to be working hard to getting this ink into something else. So like, for example, I'm a little nervous too. Okay, we got to clear off this little dish. I'm nervous to drip. I'm gonna drip. Can you still see what's going on here? It's a calligraphy pen, and this thing has a something in it, which I think is for a fill, like to fill it down, but it makes it weird to use. So this is also waterproof. Oh, there's the first splotch, which I knew was going to happen. I knew it, I called it. And that's now waterproof, so we have to turn that into part of the painting or cover it in a different way. Don't mind that, actually. Okay, that's the green leaf. That's supposed to be right there over the top. That's part of the reason why it lost its shape a little bit. It's because we didn't have proper everything. Okay, so this is going to make my water be like nasty. Okay, there we go. Should let that dry for a second, but I'm not going to because I want to get out. This is for the leaf. So we got oil pastel. We got some vividness going on here. Yeah, baby. There we go. That's starting to be fun. Put some of that in there. Then we're going to do the yellows because these, such vibrant yellows. Put it on our Pokeball. Yeah, I like that. Oh, it wasn't dry. So it messed it up. So what are we going to do? Go over it again. Woohoo! Okay. So we want to get baby blue and baby purple. Is there a baby soft purple? Oh, look, it's not even a purple in the... I'm going to just do a little bit of this in the cracks here. Oh, I just remembered a couple things that I need to do, which is actually part of the relaxed process. Which I like that I'm relaxing. It's at 10 at night. Kind of time to settle in. Yeah. Okay, I kind of like that. So this little gal is the pink. It's not going to go over the oils very good. What I wanted to get is that there's a little bit of a stripy look in there. It's controlled striping. Oops, I just broke the tip. That doesn't really help me much, does it? Thank you for hanging out in here. There's a handful of you. And I appreciate that since it's so late at night. I don't know why I do these so late at night. It's not like many people can pop in on you. Okay. I like that texture. Like it's a pokey flower. Yeah. And the weird part is the centers are like lighter green. They're not, they're like a weird, actually look at that. That's my favorite move yet. Woo. That's what I'm in it for right there, people. Did you see that? It was so pretty when it happened. Very pretty. Okay, and so we want to get, this one has this. Oh, I got the black going on. It was not dry, so we will leave it be because now that it's mixed with oil pastel, we don't know if it will dry. That wasn't necessarily a very good. Don't like that, but let's get a little bit of a wash going on in here. This is too neat and organized. That's why I went for it, because it's too polished looking. I should have more green plopping out the sides, and I don't really like that color of green. It's too muddy. Yeah, I like that too now. That's giving this some lift. Dang, that waterproof needs to dry thoroughly. I have a feeling that if I was to read the directions or something, it would actually tell me that it needed to sit for a minute. So we kind of need to wait. On the other projects, we'll wait till it's sort of the last one. And we'll let it happen there. So we're going to use this to come in and accentuate. Dark bottom, dark edge. I'm not actually pleased with that. I liked it better before. Take it up a little bit. I think the shadow was supposed to be on the other side, but I sort of accidentally put it in there, so we'll leave it there. Too much to fix. Okay. Getting pretty close. I actually kind of like how some of that's turning out, so. That was a happy accident too. The color of this mixed with these and made a better color for the leaves and to get some layers in there so they're not so shocking. I might need to be done with that and let it sit and think about it for a minute. That's one thing I have been doing with my art, is going back and looking at it on a different day, different sit time. My little yellow ball is not pretty anymore. Oops, this earring just fell out. I don't know why. Put it back in. I wonder if I can get it to dance a little bit with one of these little guys. No, that wasn't it. Ooh, we haven't used chalk pastels yet. These are more than likely gonna do it for me. We got a vibrant yellow. I don't really have a vibrant yellow. No, it's not the right shade. Yeah, that made it worse. Let's see. I usually like these guys on top there. Ooh, actually what'll do it is acrylic. But what's been happening with my acrylic is it's been sticking. Does anybody know how to make it not stick? I definitely need to spray them, but I think I need to spray them with fixative, but I think I need to do a little bit more. So we're gonna go with this. Watch this. Yeah, that works for me. Do we want to add any other? I guess technically we could have added another color up in here, but I don't know that I want to, except for maybe green. Let's do some. leaves up here. I don't really like this middle. I don't know what to do about it. It's super dark. I guess we could come in with a little lightning light because it does kind of have a oh, that was too big. Too big. Okay, there's one I don't like, which is right here. All right, we're gonna let that dry. I think I'm done with that one. We're calling the plug on it. Now let's finish this little bad boy out. We'll be one step closer. I did like the purples on this. Let's see if my chalk can get me in the land that I want with the purples. I think it's this one. Yeah, that was nice. Okay, so I wish it had a yellow that was just as poppy as there's a hot pink color, like this color pink, but I kind of wish that it was look nice in there, a little bit of an effect. Yeah, I like that. That was a good touch, but I want it to be in yellow too. This one, I'll do this one. That's fun. Let's see, this one's still wet. Burp, burp. Actually worked good. So, pastels over the top, always add. And they can give me that little minty green middle. This one has yellow, but I do not have a good yellow. That'll work. Actually like that. Good, good. Okay, so and the purple has the yellow in there too. Okay, so we need to get a dark purple going on here too. Oop, I'm starting to scratch the paper. I made a hole. There it goes. I've done that so many times in this. Look, all the way through. Ruined it. That's all right. Not ruined. I can handle it. I just don't like it when it does that. Okay. Okay. Now let's try to hit the leaves a little bit. Okay, so now how are we going to hit I still haven't addressed the elephant in the room with the, let's see what happens when we use this with the white. In time to get a little flower inside there, huh? Actually kind of like that. That's pretty fun. There's little tips and pieces in here. All right, so we want to get all right, so that's that. I wonder if I can tease that out with a really thin marker. All right, I think I'm done with that one for tonight. So I'll come back in with a pen later and try to get those to pop because they're supposed to look like these guys. And they kind of starting to, but I kind of need to do work on them. But that's going to take, that's a different kind of paint, so it's going to take a while to dry. So I think we're going to be done with both of these two for now. I definitely liked this one's only okay. I'm going to have to work on that one some more, but I'm going to definitely have to let it dry. So let's see if we can rescue our cow. Because the cow was getting closer, but not close enough. So if I could show lower, then you could show his body coming around the corner a little bit better, but we have no body. So we will do our very best here. Get the nose up. Here. His ear with the horn right behind it. Yeah. Sound effects for sharp horn. Look out, it's gonna get you. There. Hey, he's not too bad. So now we're just gonna get that eyeball to look like an eyeball. There's little eyelashes. Yeah, I'm actually happy with that. You can tell what it is, and I think that I was ruining it, so there we go. Did I fix him up? I can do one more thing. I can see what I can do. It's around that second eyeball. We need to get really thin here, so I'm not sure this is the right brush. But we want to get a little on top of this. Yeah, it's a little bit better here, huh? Okay, I think I better stop while I'm ahead or I'm gonna mess that darn thing up. So, interesting, bull cow. Okay, that one will just sit off to the side. That's the attempt. Does it look anything like it? Not quite. Okay, so we are down to our girl. My hands are nice and ink stained. So let's see what we can do with her. She got a good chance, but she's not perfectly dry. I'm gonna fuss with her eyes. So she has very dark eyes. They are kind of dark brown around the outside, like a mahogany color. So we will go here like this. Okay, there. We are making progress, and I'm feeling a little settled here, so that's a good sign. That's the point, too. Let's get a nice little extra amount of water here. Pigment opened up a little darker than I was expecting it to. It was stuck on the brush, and it got wet, and it, like, delivered more than I wanted. Borrowing from one side of the painting and putting it on the other to try to give it a little oomph. Does help a little bit. Put some darks back in. Don't know if I'm going to regret that or not. That was supposed to be to shape the hand, but it looks like she has her hand in a fist instead of what it actually is, which is yeah, so I am going to regret that. Hands are like the hardest, aren't they? Yeah, that isn't exactly what we wanted, but we can fix it. We can fix it. So this is the thumb. This is darker in here. at me navigate that hand like I know what I'm doing. I do not. Okay, so we'll lift that up. Might have to block that in later with actual pen. I'm a little nervous to do some of this with this because it's permanent, remember? So we don't get to knock it back if it's... But I don't mind that. That was good. That was really good, really good. Made the lips better. Let's just keep making things better. That's the only way we should go with this pen. Let's get the black iris in here real well. I'll come in with the white and get a little dot going on. I thought this was closed. Pop them some eyelashes. The waterline in there. Okay, a little bit better, kind of coming around. Let's get this lip to do some more. Okay. Maybe the chin, block it in just a little bit more detail. Oh, I liked that. That was a good decision. I really don't like her hand, but we're gonna get in there and that's the hat. Hat has a nice solid line. Some hair out from underneath the hat. Oh, I'm liking it better. Better everything I do here. Okay, these are ugly. I may not be able to salvage them either. We'll have to see. Why is that so hard? That is hard. Okay, you guys are probably getting bored out of your Flinders. I haven't really been chatting with you much because that took some great concentration. Yeah, okay, so this is a little bit soft still, so we'll... I don't know. That looks a little closer to right, but not right enough. So I'm just going to keep fussing. If something seems like it should pop, I'll pop it a little bit. Like that seems like it should be part of the thumbnail. These should be all kind of nails in. That makes sense. That makes sense to put a little nail color on there. All right, hand is ugly, but we will fix it. It can come around. I don't mind my lady super much. We're gonna get her some white eye sparkles because that will make me happier than what I am experiencing at the moment. Actually, let's do this. This shirt color is brown. We got the sleeve in there better. I like that better. Makes this whole thing a little easier too. Okay. Hair's in there good. Yeah, I'm not super... I'll figure out the hand, but the hand needs to dry before I work on it a little bit. I feel like it could even go highlighted, like we could get side lines of these each. What do we put on the thumb, Still looks creepy, like a club hand, but we're getting closer. A little bit closer, a little bit closer. Hands. Why on earth did I pick a hand to do? I picked the hand because it's hard and I struggle with hands, but I wanted to do a hand. There, we got our little smile in there. A little nose detail. Let's get a little something on the chin here. Let's get a little in here. Too white, not too white. Ah, my least favorite move so far right there. Okay. We're about ready to be done. What do you guys think of that? There's a little bit on her. Lippy lips to make them all dewy and awesome. Okay, I think this needs a new perspective. So I think I'm done for now. The hand and this little eye, I'm gonna fuss with some more when they get a little bit dry. So this was out of a fashion magazine. She looks Western. A lot more Western in my version of it than hers. Not too bad. Oh, I forgot to add the sparkles in the eyes. Both of them, both eyes have a little dinkle dink in them. A little twinkle twink. Kind of the best part right here. And she's looking off to the side a little bit, so we kind of want to reflect that. Oops. That is way more wet than I wanted it to be. Can you soak that up? Not at all what I wanted. That was so, I think I mixed water on that brush before I did that. So now I have to kind of wait and see what this dries. I might have to go back in with the black and kind of made her eyes interesting, like they have a full thing there now. Any yeah, okay, so I definitely have to fuss with, see the eyes, they're not too bad. They improved. We'll fix it some more. I kind of like her. She's making me happy. I haven't done a face in a while, so especially if we ignore the hand is not your best. It looks like she has it between her pinky. No, it's between her forefinger and her middle finger. It's kind of like right through there. But, okay, so there we go. I'll have to save the little tanager bird until later because there was too many to get to. So we have a sad cow, happy lady, and 2 flower paintings. This one is just the one that's not quite right, but I don't know what to fix yet. I gotta wait and get some perspective. This has to dry and that has to dry. It's gonna dry clumpy, so. This was an improvement, but I feel like actually, you know what it is? I didn't put a background color on purpose because I wanted it to be that way. I wonder if I do that real quick, if it would fix it. So, oh, you know what? I might try to do it with chalk. Okay, so this is potentially a bad move, but it's a bright blue, and it's going to be brighter than anything I can put on that palette from the gouache or acrylics, whatever this is going to be. Okay, so I actually think that might be what was missing. It's just border, you know? Because that means I can actually add space back in here too with lightening it up where you can see through. Yay, I like that much better, much better. And then we can actually get this wet. I've tried to do the sticks and get the sticks wet, but it doesn't work as good as if you just get in here and actually like that so much better. Closes a gap somehow, warms the picture up. Yeah. Okay. Change the white on my plant too because it was too strong. Okay. Okay, that makes improvements to me. We'll have to do something here a little bit maybe, but that was definitely an improvement. So good job, Internet. Thanks for helping me out. Okay, so we will see you guys next time. Whew, late night. Late night. Had to get the readers on in order to see the eyeballs that we just did. But I appreciate you guys hanging around, and maybe I'll see you on another one, or you can watch a replay. Hopefully that's enjoyable. Sit and watch and fold laundry or do something else kind of content. I'll see you later. Thanks for, hey, it's not my birthday anymore. End of the day. Bye.